I'm 21 years old and I've been able to make about $50,000 a month when I was 20 years old. And if you don't believe me, here's the proof. In May last year, we made about $46,000 of cash collected just from the one payment processor. And in the past 2 years, I've made about $600,000 with my YouTube channel, with my Instagram that has about 100,000 followers, with my faceless YouTube channels. Here's one of them that generated about $38,000, as you can see here. There's another one that generated 128,000. So in the past 3 years, I've been able to make anywhere from 10 to 50K a month consistently of profit without missing a single month, right? So it wasn't that I got lucky and 1 month and I made money. No, month in, month out, I've been able to make lots of money, right? But the point I'm gonna make in this video is that there's one specific schedule that you need to follow to get to this result. So no matter if you want to get your first $1,000 online, maybe you want to get your first 5 or 10K a month, right? Or 20 or 50K a month or even more. There's one schedule that is guaranteed to get you there if you follow it. So it will give you more chances of achieving your goal than any other schedule. And I will prove you why it happens, right? And why it works. And that's the schedule that not only I'm using, but that's the exact schedule that I know entrepreneurs that are making 500K a month, 1 million a month. I've traveled to Las Vegas recently and I've met Alex Hormozi and Sam Ovens and a bunch of other cool entrepreneurs. So I know there's one thing that they all follow, which I'm gonna share with you, right? So first of all, before I started making my first 10 to 50K a month, right? I was making about $4 a month as a broke student from an Eastern European country. I'm from Armenia, and here people are making about like $500 a month. And I was making memes for some social media influencer, and they were paying me $1 a week when I was like 15, 16. And the first time that I made my 10K was when I was 18, so 3 years ago, right? And there was one specific thing that I did that got me there. So before making that 10K, all I was doing is making that $4 a month, $50 here, a little bit of money here and there. So I was just like not trying hard enough. I was just making like laughable money, to be honest. And how my days were going was I was just reading books and mainly listening to audiobooks, self-improvement books, right? From Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, 7 Habits of Highly Efficient People, right? How to get effective people or something like that. How to get friends and influence people, books like that, right? That was the self-improvement content I was consuming, Think and Grow Rich, books like this. And I wasn't making any money, right? And it was changing my mindset, it was helping me, and it was slowly turning me into a future entrepreneur, because back then I didn't have the mindset necessary, so that was a whole new world that opened up to me. But after even I've learned all that stuff, nothing was happening, right? So I wasn't making money. And I remember I was going to university, right? And I was sitting there and thinking, okay, why I'm here, right? What I'm learning here, it's not going to help me. It's not going to help me to achieve my goals, right? What I'm doing. And then I was watching some YouTube videos, entertainment, and the most productive thing, as I said, was just listening to audiobooks and also making like $4 a month or something for creating memes for some social media influencer. And also sometimes I was doing some other freelancing projects and making like maybe $50 or something. But that's all I was doing. And I remember it was December 31st of 2020, right? So one day before the New Year's, and I thought that I need to get serious, right? Because if I keep doing this, if I keep living this way, if I keep having the same schedule, the same things that I do day to day, I won't magically start making more money, right? So what happened is I made a decision on the 31st of December that tomorrow, on the January 1st, 2021, which was 3 years ago, a little bit more than that, soon it's gonna be 4 years. That's crazy how fast time flies. I'm gonna start dedicating everything I have to scaling just one business model, right? That's all I'm gonna do. So back then, for me, it was starting a faceless YouTube channel, right? For it can be anything else. Any business model can work. For me, it was that, right? And I remember I woke up the next day and it was about 8 a.m. And now I'm gonna share with you the daily schedule, right? And I woke up and it was about 8 a.m., right? And the first thing that I've done is I went to my computer and I sat down and I started working. And the crazy thing is that day I worked to about like 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. I don't remember exactly, but at least to 8 p.m., right? So minimum I worked 12 hours, straight 12 hours. And the only breaks that I was literally making was bathroom breaks, right? Literally. I'm being honest. And sometimes even more. I was living with my parents, so my grandmother was saying, hey, do you want to eat something? And so she was reminding me of that. So I was so obsessed that I forgot to eat. I was only going to, and I was only working, right? And funnily enough, what happened that only within 3 months, basically, from that January of 2021, right? So I started on January 1st of 2001 when I started this daily schedule, when I woke up and I worked as many hours as possible, right? Within 3 months, in less than 3 months, I made my first 10K, right? And then the crazy part is that 2 months after that, right? I don't remember, it was June or July, so either 2 or 3 months after that, after my first 10K, I made my first 20K, right? So the only way that I got here, and then later to 50K a month that year, and even this year I made like tens of thousands of dollars each month, the only reason that I got there is that because my daily schedule was the following. That I woke up, and I stopped doing all the bullshit that other people tell you that you need to have a 4-hour morning routine and you need to run first and then meditate and then learn a little bit and then journal and then work for 2 hours and then use the Pomodoro technique. No. All I've done, because I've tried all of that, but all I've done that got me to my first 10K a month, to 50K a month of profit, was that I woke up and I started working. Right? So, sure, like meditation, going to the gym, all these things, do they help you? Absolutely. But in the short term, they don't help you to make money. So if you already have a business model that you can pick, or you have an option, or if you approximately know what you need to do, if you just wake up and have as many brutal hours as possible, right, and allocate to it, the faster you will make money, I promise. I promise you. And later, when you make your first 10K a month, 20K a month, or whatever, or more, sure, you can start optimizing a little bit, you can hire some person to do some tasks for you, and you will have more time to live more balanced life, and you can do your improvement habits or this or this. And yes, in the long term, if you learn, if you do all these things that can help you become a better entrepreneur and all these self-improvement habits, they will, in the long term, they will help you to become a person that is more skilled, that has a better, more bulletproof mindset, and is just like more skilled human being. And in the long term, yes, you will make money. But in the short term, to get your 10K a month, to get to 20K a month, even to 50K a month or more, you don't really need to know all of that stuff. All you need is work as much as possible. Because you know what? Nothing will teach you more lessons and will teach you faster than the work itself. Because when you are learning about how to start a business, yes, you will learn, but when you go and start that business, you are going to fail so much that you will be forced to learn, right? And that is exactly how we make it work. And then the reason that last year, there were 3 months in a row that I scaled back from 50K a month to way less, like 20K a month, 15K a month, etc. The reason that one of my businesses last year decreased, right, for a period, is because I changed my daily schedule. Right? So I started getting cute. Oh, maybe I need to do this, maybe I need to do... And I stopped just working as much as I could, right? So now you might be watching this and saying, oh, Harut, my goal isn't to work as much as I can, right? But then you need to understand that that's not going to get you to your goal the fastest way. So sure, can you work just 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day for a couple of months or years? And if you really stay consistent and you pick one business model and you stay focused and you solve people's problems and you keep learning and you don't give up, will you make money? Yes, right? But the fastest way, the fastest schedule from all the entrepreneurs that I've met people that are worth hundreds of millions of dollars, right? And I also know people that were making their first, I gave them this advice, they didn't make any money. Before that, I gave them this advice and they started making their first 1K, right? So you don't have to make millions, but this thing works for everyone. Every single successful entrepreneur. Alex Hormozi, for example, if you know him, he is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. I went to Las Vegas. I've met him. He gave a presentation. He talked. He was basically helping. It was a mastermind. He was giving lots of value. He's very, very good. And I learned a lot from him. So he was sharing his lessons. But the one thing that I've learned from him is that all he does is work. Like he literally wakes up and he just works. So he came here. He helped us. He gave the presentation, right? And after that, he just left. And he probably went to work, right? So these people that are making the most money, no matter if you want to get your first 10K a month or if you're already a multimillionaire, they just work, right? Are there people that just work 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, and they make money? Yes, but because they got there with this brutal way. They worked as much as they can, they made the money, and once they have the money, the resources, they can hire people, they have audience, they have leverage, then they can say, oh, now I don't work as hard as can, right? And that's true. It's the same thing for me to say, oh, I don't, for example, for me right now, some days I work way less harder than I was working when I started. Because now I have more leverage. I have an audience, I have Instagram following, I have clients, I have results, I have so network, right? Skills that I've learned, so many things that team members that are helping me to free my time so I can focus on other stuff. But if I want to get to the next level still, the more quality of focused hours of work you will put into, you will make money. So the daily schedule that I will recommend you to get to your first 10K month or 50K month, at least this worked for me, and everyone I know, this is the best one. You can try whatever works for you, but this one works, is that you wake up and you work. And if it means, and you say, oh, I can't, I have a job, I have a responsibility, then you work after the job or before the job or both, right? For example, back then I was going to university. So once I started working, once I had to go to university, I stopped it, went to university, came home, and then continued doing it. And then what I've done after that, I quit university, right? So I quit after 1 year, once I understood that, okay, I'm all in, I'm working as much as I can, and I'm making progress in my business, I'm making money, I don't need this, I dropped out, right? So for you, do what you want, but that's what I did, because for me, in my opinion, that was the right decision in my circumstances, right? So that's all I done. I've cut everything that wasn't helping me to work, right? So I sacrificed, didn't go to the university, didn't go out with my friends to play or games or to watch videos, etc. No, all I was doing is working. So can you here and there every evening watch a quick movie? Yes. You don't have to be as crazy as I was back then, right? But the more you work, the more money you're going to make. So please, if you're an online entrepreneur that wants to make their first money, or you're an existing entrepreneur and you want to go from 10K a month to 50K a month or to even more, or whatever you're trying to accomplish, please at least consider waking up and working as much as you can on your business. And if you do that, that daily schedule where you just optimize work for this season of your life will be the fastest way for you to get to your first 10K a month. And after that, you can start optimizing it, you can start working less, you can do whatever you want. But at the beginning, when you have no advantages, you need to hustle, you need to grind as hard as you can, because that's your advantage, right? That's how you get ahead. So yeah, hope this video was helpful. And if you want to learn how you can actually make practically your first $1,000 to $10,000 online, I will leave a video right down your screen that you can watch. It's absolutely free. You can click it if it's interesting. And I hope this video was helpful. So try this daily schedule and let's get it. Cheers.